Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. I just felt a lot of beautiful energy coming through today. And after doing such an intense reading video earlier today as the live premiere at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, after doing that video, which for those of you who have listened to it, it was a bit heavy, a bit emotionally intense, but I also feel very necessary because of a lot of the shifts and changes that we're going through at the moment. Collectively, we're being affected astrologically and everything of that sort. So I feel that video and that channeling was really necessary. And if you're currently in the thick of some of that heaviness, then I would also recommend checking out that video. You might find a little bit of peace or comfort there just as you receive confirmation for, I'm hearing that you're not going crazy, that whatever you're going through is happening for a reason. And I get the sense of almost like this deep energetic clearing taking place within you and within your life. And I'm hearing that for many of you, this has actually been ongoing for a while. So I will leave a link to that previous reading video if you do feel guided to take a listen to that either now or after listening to this video. But the reason I wanted to create this video specifically is because I felt this beautiful but very heart-open, heart-centered energy coming through today. And I'm hearing the confidence to stand in your heart. I feel that for so many of us, this is what we're learning, how to confidently stand with our hearts wide open and how to follow those heart impulses. So I actually this morning got into a deep meditation kind of in this energy. And you guys know, if you listen to my 12 p.m. update, that I personally had been feeling a lot of the intensity as well from the solar eclipse combined with the new moon. And as a result of that, I had had a lot of trouble sleeping for a few nights, but I actually felt last night that energy coming down a bit and starting to kind of smooth itself out. So maybe you've been feeling that as well. But when I awoke, I was really feeling guided to do a meditation the way that I kind of started meditating here and there about a month ago, which is different than how I used to meditate in the past. And the reason I share this is because I feel that it's reflective of a collective shift. So let me know if you've experienced this as well, where the way that you are manifesting or your routines or your daily rituals have changed. If something has altered or you've kind of felt, I'm hearing softened in a different direction, like you've maybe decided to be less rigid about certain structures or rituals or routines and to be more free-flowing and intuitive about it. That's definitely a shift I've seen in my own life. But anyway, I was doing this kind of meditation practice and I started getting the desire to write in my journal, which I've not done this form of journaling in a little while. You guys know, if you listen to my videos from approximately a month ago, I was doing a lot of this style of video, but for whatever reason, I had kind of been guided back to downloading in a different way and using the cards a bit more. But today there was just so much that wanted to flow through. So I was free writing a lot of it. And so I'm actually going to take some of that content and turn it into this video. And whatever we don't get to in this video, or whenever it feels like a logical stopping point, I'll probably then be creating other videos from this content as well. So do stay tuned if you resonate with the frequency here, with the energy here, if you find this space to be calming or to help you stay grounded in your heart or to confirm anything going on in your life that you already sense intuitively. That's really in my mind the purpose of this space, of this channel. And if that connects for you, I would love to have you here. So feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get notified when I post new content. Now, I've lost my background music as of when I'm recording this. Usually I hear it in the background while I'm recording. So I'm going to put that back on now. I'm going to pause for a second and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. And let's go ahead and get started. So the first message that came through that I wrote down is heart heard around the world. And right now, as I'm channeling back into that, I'm actually hearing a heartbeat, but then it's echoing around the world. And this is you. This is your heart. You have a heart, a presence about you, an energy about you that is quite literally heard around the world. Now, for some of you, this actually may be foreshadowing. This may be speaking to the fact that you have the kind of energy that's meant to be felt, that's meant to be sensed or seen in some way, or created with in a way that those creations have a global impact. And maybe that's a path that you're upon right now. But what I'm getting as well is in a bit of a more spiritual sense, I guess we'll say, you have a frequency that is very powerful, and it actually alters the global frequency to some extent as well. There's this huge ripple effect, but I'm hearing especially when you walk around with your heart open, when you choose to live from the heart, it makes an impact. It's something that's really heard and felt and sensed. And specifically, the guides were coming through really strongly today with messages about how you living in this manner actually impacts other people. So for some reason, I'm getting that someone needed to hear this. Maybe you're going through a time where you've been noticing strange behavior from certain people that you interact with, whether they are being triggered by you, distancing from you, disconnecting altogether, or maybe there's just a part of you that feels so different. I'm hearing, why can't I be normal? Like there might be a part of you feeling like your entire life you've interacted with people in such a different way and truly on such a different level. And we'll get into that, but that's really the key here, that you're actually interacting with people on a different level than most people are capable of engaging with others just because of their level of consciousness. So we will talk more about that, but specifically, the message that the guides were bringing through today is you activate the hearts of others. So something about you meeting or connecting with people seems to touch their hearts in a very particular way. And just like some people will run from their own emotions when they feel those emotions coming up, in the same manner, some people will run, quote unquote, from you because you naturally bring up emotions within others. I'm getting that for some of you, you may actually have had experiences recently where you were talking to someone in a conversation and you either started crying or tearing up, or the other person did. And this could have been with a stranger or just like a totally random conversation. Maybe this is something that's happened frequently for you. And there may have been a time where you saw this as some kind of a weakness. But truthfully, this is a byproduct of the way that you are so connected to your own emotions, to your own heart chakra, which is the processor of our emotions. So another thing that was coming out is the word alchemy, because what I'm getting is, well, first I got soul chemistry. Like at this point in the journaling, I started to actually pick up on a very specific person that I feel for someone listening, you may have what I can only really describe as soul chemistry with. And I'm hearing, yes, it manifests as physical, mental, emotional chemistry, but the kind of umbrella term that my guides were giving for this is soul chemistry. For some reason, I'm seeing dominoes. So maybe there's something about like a domino effect with this person. Like it feels like unstoppable. You push down one domino and suddenly they're all falling down. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Or there might be some other symbol in that for you. But I'm hearing that it's something about how your soul has this kind of chemistry where it interacts with others in a very particular way that changes them on a fundamental level. And again, as I'm tapping into this here, I keep picking up on a very specific person that is currently being alchemized by you in this way, that you have this kind of soul chemistry with. And apparently my guides want me to speak on this because I'm getting a lot of intuitive hits now specifically about this. So maybe one of you listening manifested this through. Let me know if this is for you. And if you want to lock in this frequency and like this recognition of this connection and what's going on here, you could type in the comments section the affirmation, "We have soul chemistry." So that could help you kind of lock this in if this feels aligned. But yeah, my guides want me to talk more on this. So I'm feeling like we may pull some cards here. I just saw 11:11 on the recording timer as well. And so the first message that came through here is, I know this is going to get so specific. And so this is probably going to alter what I put on the title and thumbnail of this video because I want people who connect with this part of the video to find the message. I know that we spoke for about 10 minutes, some kind of preliminary messages. My guides are saying that part of the video was actually necessary for setting the stage, but this is actually the heart of the message here. So there's actually more that I journaled on this as well because I kept picking up on this person, almost someone like lingering in the shadows of your life or like on the periphery, but very focused on you. So that's how this energy would come across. This would be someone who seems to be peripheral to your life. So they might not necessarily be center stage, meaning you might actually not interact with this person a great deal during the day, or maybe you don't know them that well. Maybe you don't know them at all. In some cases, this could be someone connecting with you on a soul level that you haven't met yet physically. And yet I saw 1221. So even if that's the case, or regardless of your level of physical interaction, what I see in that 1221 is a mirroring, that something is being mirrored back to you. And I just know this is going to lead us into a lot more that I have to say about this mirror effect. This person may have Libra in their birth chart. You may have Libra in your birth chart, but if not, there's just a lot of Libra energy present here. So there could be something about the months of September or October, something about that season of the year. But even deeper, Libra energy is coming in with a message related to how we learn through mirroring. And so what I'm getting here very strongly is that you and this other person are mirroring something back to each other. Again, this could be happening unconsciously on a soul level if you've not met them. This may be something that occurs futuristically, or this may be something you're sensing now. I also could be speaking to multiple people that are coming into your life that mirror back to you in a certain way. But what comes through really strongly is that for a while, you were learning and you were integrating through some kind of hermit mode, through some kind of isolation. I actually wrote about this on my Instagram as well. So if you want this in kind of a paraphrased text form that could be inspiring to you, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @magnetizeyourself. But what came through, and I'm actually just going to read this verbatim, is Libra doesn't always find clarity in isolation. It finds clarity through the mirror. So I feel that somehow, just based on this one line, you and this other person are bringing clarity into each other's lives, but you're not doing it intellectually. It's actually happening through something that you're mirroring back to the other. I'm hearing something that's you've been seeking or that they've been seeking is being mirrored back. And I'm hearing they never would have believed, or maybe you never would have believed this existed in another person or in a connection unless you saw it mirrored back to you. But I feel it's deeper than that. I'm hearing that there is a softness about you that's mirroring in them, and or vice versa. There's some kind of deep, soft, emotional, authentic part of yourselves that is being amplified through the mirror. So you're mirroring this back to each other, and in that process of mirroring, it's actually being amplified as well. And so just to continue the message here, I also wrote down an energetic invitation to finally integrate something you once outsourced to someone else. So I almost, when I read that, I got it in kind of the reverse. I feel like in many cases, for you listening to this reading, you actually did integrate something that you used to outsource. And I'm hearing self-care, or like a self-protectiveness, or a self-love. There's something that you used to do for yourself, or maybe it's that you've been deeply loving yourself, caring for yourself in so many ways. And what I see with this person is they start to mirror back to you what you've already integrated that you used to outsource. And I keep hearing like self-care or self-love. It's interesting because I feel that you've been in relationships or connections, or maybe this is a friend situation. This doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel that you've been in connections where you've always been the giver, where you've always felt as though you were caring for other people at your own expense, and never truly feeling like people were going out of their way to care for you, to give you the same softness, the same, I'm hearing notice. It's almost like this person coming in here, they seem to notice the little things that you need, maybe even before you need them, or before you notice that you need them. This is someone like very attentive. That word attentive is coming through very, very strongly. And again, for some of you, I could actually be speaking to a person who's coming in futuristically. But what I'm getting is it's like you've integrated through self-love this part of yourself that used to seek externally for that care and that support and that validation. But now, because you integrated that, it's like this person is showing up, or will show up in your reality, who's actually reflecting that back to you, who's giving you that care, who's giving you that protectiveness. Now, the interesting thing coming through here is I feel like on some level, this could be difficult to trust, because I'm getting that there have been some, what my guides are calling almosts, or close matches, or near misses, just depending on, I guess, whether you want to look at it as glass half full or glass half empty. Was it a near match, or was it a near miss? And maybe it's really the same thing. The message coming through is that those times where you felt like something was just almost perfect, or maybe it even did look perfect. Maybe it looked like what you wanted on the surface, and you may not have even been consciously aware of the ways that your higher self, or your guides, or the universe could actually see that it didn't really fully align with everything that you wanted. It was actually a very, very near miss. It was a close match, but not a perfect match. And so I feel like there's been this frustration where you will align or connect with things that have this near miss energy. But every time you connected with, well, my guides were saying it's like you were connecting with a similar frequency or a similar thread of energy in different physical bodies. Now, for some of you, or physical situations, if this isn't a person, but what I'm feeling is it's almost like there was something you were trying to manifest, something you were trying to connect with or create, whether it was something physical or a relationship, whatever it was. And you kept encountering things that seemed relatively similar, sometimes in uncanny ways, but it was never a perfect match, or you thought it was and it slipped through your fingers. Maybe you didn't even consciously know the ways in which down the road you would have realized that that wasn't a perfect match, but your higher self could see ahead on the pathway, and it may have fell apart for that reason, because energetically it actually wasn't aligned with your highest timeline, even if it appeared to be. But I feel like you've had a lot of these situations, and there's almost like this frustration of, why do I keep encountering things that seem similar, but so close to working out, or so close to being a match, and they bring in these feelings of excitement and exhilaration, and then it fizzles out. It's not that it's fizzling out. You are walking a spiral staircase upwards. Every time you connect with a similar energy in a different person or a different situation, you're meeting it at a higher level of consciousness. And the reason you're able to meet it at a higher level of consciousness is because your consciousness actually rose through previous things, people, and situations that you met that identified something within you that needed healing or that needed integration. So the thing that I get here is when this person or this situation actually fully comes in, there's almost a little hesitancy on your end because yes, you've met with a lot of those so-called near misses. So there's this feeling of how can I trust it now? And the message that I'm getting is don't allow the near misses and the almosts to keep you from continuing to open your heart to what feels right and aligned for you, because that is the path to connecting with this person, this thing, or these circumstances that are a 100% match to your highest timeline. And I'm hearing a shift in perspective here is that every step along the way, everything that didn't work out, every person who fell out of your life or couldn't fully understand you or see you or disconnected from you for some reason, every situation that seemed to fall through, every job, every idea, whatever it was for you, these were not misses. These were signposts from the universe that you're on the right track, telling you to keep going because you're getting closer and closer to the vicinity of that 100% match. And for many of you, you're coming upon this now. For others of you, this is something that is coming in futuristically. And I'm hearing that ultimately you're going to connect with this thing that so closely matches your energy, your frequency at that core level, at the level of your highest vibrational timeline, that it's never going to fizzle out, that it's just going to continue like dancing with you through your life. And that's how you'll know. But you can only meet it through continuing to keep your heart open through these situations that do feel at times like these near misses. And that's why most people never get the opportunity to align with the relationship or the business or the career path or whatever it is that is so connected to them at a core level that dances with them through their life. The reason so many people don't get to have that experience that you are having, that you are going to have, is because at some point, they close off their heart when they experience these near misses. They take it as a sign of defeat instead of a sign that they're coming closer and closer into alignment with that thing that will connect with them at all levels. And so this message is for someone out there listening who has had the courage to open their heart again and again. And it's a message to remind you to keep going, to not close your heart, to not settle for less just because most people around you have. So this feels like a really good pausing point for the reading, but as you can tell, we didn't get very far in the notes. There's so much more here to talk about. So I'm going to be sharing so much more content here. And if you would like to hear more on this topic or related topics, of course, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on my Instagram at Magnetize Yourself that I mentioned earlier. And I also want to share with you, if this reading has been connecting for you, I create Subliminals, which are audio meditations that contain affirmations that I've written that are designed to activate you in very specific ways, to activate you into your purpose, your power, to help you manifest specific things. I do have so many of these in my app, which is called Sound and Soulful. So I believe now I have about 150 of these, and I'm continuing to add more of them. So I have subliminals for really so many different areas of life, depending on what you're personally trying to manifest or what kind of energy you're trying to embody right now. So I've created them for things related to physical appearance, for money, career, mindset, mood, love, relationships, and so many other things as well. But specifically for this reading, I would really recommend 2 of my subliminals based on what we've been talking about. And these are ones that I've created this year recently. They are my subliminal called Highest-Vibrational Timeline and another one called Quantum Connection. Now, combining these together in a playlist, which yes, you can also create custom private playlists in the app, but combining these together, I've personally found to be extremely potent, extremely powerful, because Highest Vibrational Timeline is about really aligning you with your highest frequency state of being, your most authentic, aligned state of being. And Quantum Connection is about putting you in the pathway of your truest soul connections, soul friends, amazing opportunities. It's like meant to connect you in the quantum realm with the people, the things, the opportunities that are deeply aligned with you. And then, of course, whenever we shift something in the quantum realm or energetically, it begins to show up physically as well. So combining these would be so powerful for your path. And if you'd like to start utilizing my subliminals, you can actually create a free trial account in the app. So I will be leaving a direct link to check out the app in the app stores underneath this video. That will be in the pinned comment and also in the description box. But you can also find it directly by searching Sound and Soulful in the app store. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading here. Thank you so much for sharing your light, your energy, and your beautiful vibration with this space here on YouTube. I am sending you all huge amounts of love, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.